And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, folks. However you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Thursday today. Going to be breaking down the NBA, obviously, and we are introducing a new segment here for the rest of the NBA season. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we will be doing a player profile, player spotlight, where we just kind of watch some highlights on a player that I choose based on, who's impressing me, maybe in the week or who we've been talking about a lot. So we'll break down a player, just watch some highlights of what they're doing this season to kind of tell y'all, hey, this is what to look out for. This is what they can do. This is why you should kind of respect this player more. This is why we all should be buying this player a little bit more. And so just going and watching that. And today, should I give it out or should I tease it? Let's just say I've been talking about, the player for today's players spotlight, player that we've been highlighting very, very much. I said that he's taken the next step since last season to this season, really elevating everybody on their team. It's a big duo in this team. I like the guy and then the other guy. That's why we like the team. So we'll be focusing on the guy that we like on that team. If you can decipher that code, congratulations. You are a true Takes by Fans, and I appreciate it. So we will be doing that today also on the show. Alrighty, let's jump into our stories of the day. Here we go. And man, oh man, folks, if you didn't know, the Super Bowl 55 parade was yesterday. Tom Brady and the Bucks getting absolutely trashed on a boat parade. And first of all, let's say this. Every Super Bowl parade from now on must be a boat parade. It was probably the greatest. I think it was the only kind of Super Bowl parade I actually watched. It was fantastic, and Tom Brady being drunk just made it so much better. So, yes, here we go. A little video here of just Tom Brady on the boat. No big deal. Just drunk as heck with the Lombardi trophy, shrugging his shoulders, counting, got 7 fingers up. Man's just like, what do y'all want from me? I'm the GOAT, all right? I got 7 titles now. I go from this team to another team, a new team without the preseason and the COVID pandemic, winning a ring as well. I just can't be stopped. So, once again, I absolutely love the subtle shot that Tom Brady was taking at Bill all day on the boat parade. And the most subtle, or probably the unsubtle one here, is Tom Brady getting absolutely hammered at the boat parade and needs to be kind of carried around. This man is being kind of held against his will here as they're making a way through the boat parade. And this man is absolutely, Barstool Sports put it absolutely right. This man is lost in the sauce, folks. Look at this man just stumbling around. He's giggling, he's laughing, he's so happy. And we haven't seen Tom Brady get this drunk when, he won all those rings with the Patriots. So, no fun Bill, maybe. Hey, no drinking at the Super Bowl parade. So Tom Brady's just letting everything go on this one Super Bowl parade, this one championship spree here. And I've never seen Tom Brady so drunk, and it was truly absolutely great. He was so drunk, this man was tossing Lombardi trophies from boat to boat in a boat parade, folks. I mean, what a great pass, first of all. And that's a nice little clearance. That's like, do I say 10 feet? Is that a 10 feet toss of the Lombardi trophy? Tom Brady getting absolutely wild on this boat parade. Oh my goodness. Folks, I highly encourage you, if you haven't, I'm sure y'all have seen it, but if you haven't seen these videos, they are liked on my Twitter account for Takes by Fans. You can go look them up there or just go on Twitter. I'm sure you'll find them instantly. Folks, we haven't seen Tom Brady like this ever. So, I think this is all just kind of subtle shots at Bill still. Tom Brady just finally being able to let loose and let go. He's like, yes, I'm fine. Like, he's done everything now. He's literally at the tail end of his career. He won a ring, switching from New England to Tampa Bay. He's really got nothing left to prove, and he's still going to probably play for another 1 or 2 years minimum. So, the man is finally letting go, letting loose, and just rubbing it in Bill's face, just getting drunk on this boat parade, and everybody on this Bucks team was just throwing shade to everybody, and I absolutely was there for it. It was fantastic. All right, let's Antoine Winfield once again, just being disrespectful, and I'm all here for it. So he's throwing up the do sign, the peace sign, which we've already talked about. You know, Tyreek Hill flipping on the Week 12 matchup, going into the end zone and holding up the peace sign. Antoine Winfield does that in the Super Bowl, but then he brings out the championship belt, and why is that significant? Well, because in last year's parade, Travis Kelce wore the WWE belt on their parade, and Antoine Winfield brings that out as well. So once again, very well done. Isn't he a rookie? And he's instantly disrespecting like greatness already. Hey, I'm all here for it. I love the disrespect, the subtle disrespect. And Antoine Winfield was doing it all day with the belt and the peace sign. Tom Brady even got in on the peace sign as well when he saw Antoine Winfield on the parade. It was just a real great time. Alrighty, and then this one I definitely will look up because this one is super funny. Not gonna play it here on the show, but it is very funny if you can find it. It is once again on my like tweets. So Bruce Arians on the boat parade yesterday making a little announcement. Couple things to talk about here. So the first one is he says run it back. That was kind of the Chiefs mantra for this season, going on their title run. Let's run it back. Let's go back to back. So Bruce Arians says run it back. That's bullshit. That was Kansas City's bullshit. We're gonna go 2 for 2. We're going to go back to back. So love that by Bruce Arians, just kind of calling out the Chiefs. I mean, when you stop the Chiefs like the Bucks did in the Super Bowl, yeah, you can go out and insult them because you literally are their daddy now. I mean, you held them to 9 points. I mean, that offense was super pathetic for the entire game. And then another thing to talk about in this video is super funny. It was kind of a live broadcast on a local news channel, and and Bruce Arians was just cussing up a storm, and it was so funny. And like 30 seconds through this video, you can hear the people of the news station say, "Oh, they're gonna curse, And then at the end, as soon as they say, "Oh, they're cursing," Bruce Arians says, "Vita, I'm gonna kick your ass." Once again, another curse, and then they just shut it down and like. They have to like cut from the feed and just do a like nice little big shot of the actual boat parade. So very funny here. Bruce Arians can't be censored for television, folks, and we love that. Can't censor Bruce Arians. Was that it? Was there something else? No, I think that was it. Yeah. All right. What else we got here? Alrighty, and the rich may be getting even richer. Adrian Peterson wants to play with Tom Brady and the Bucks. The man wants another ring, or he wants a ring. And yeah, I mean, he had a great season last season. Adrian Peterson for, kind of a backup role in Detroit. 156 rushes for 604 yards, 7 touchdowns. It's not bad. It's not absolutely great, but it's not bad. He was kind of splitting carries with DeAndre Swift, the rookie that they drafted for the Lions. So he wasn't the premier back, Adrian Peterson, this year. So 600 yards is still decent. Now, the only problem is with the Bucs, I mean, they still got Leonard Fournette and they still got Ronald Jones. I mean, those two running backs are still clearly better than Adrian Peterson because Adrian Peterson is unfortunately aging out of the league. So, I doubt Adrian Peterson goes to Tampa Bay, but that would be great for, Adrian Peterson to get a ring. I would be all for that. But they wouldn't really need him, and I don't think they would actually use him. But we'll see what happens. If they have Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones, there's no need for Adrian Peterson. If one of those two leave for some reason, then yeah, you can bring Adrian Peterson on. But yeah, we'll see how this plays out in the offseason. Everybody wanting to play with Tom now. Everybody wanting to get a ring. Everybody wants to, be on the boat parade getting absolutely schmizzed on a boat with Thomas Brady. I mean, I'd want to go and party with Tom Brady. I mean, did you see him last night? It was kind of very entertaining to watch. I'm not going to lie. Alrighty, and then we'll cap it off with this. The most prolific scoring combo in the playoffs ever. Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady have matched up for 14 passing touchdowns in all of their Super Bowls, eclipsing, I forgot who it was. Was it like Jerry Rice and somebody? I don't know. Something like that. But either way, this is the new dynamic duo in the playoffs. So let's see what we got here. We got all their touchdown passes here. First one coming from the 2011 AFC divisional round matchup. Rob Gronkowski almost, outstretched reach of his hands, but he's able to bring it in for the first touchdown. And then another one in the AFC divisional game as well. Right in the red zone. Easy over the middle there. anything good. Everything's in the middle, like in the red zone. Once again, damn, 3 touchdowns in the AFC divisional round there. Once again, just instantly open right in the end zone, and that's easy money for Gronk. Now, number 4 comes from the 2014 divisional round. Once again, just in the red zone, slant over the middle. What more do you expect from a big target in the red zone? You know Tom Brady loves going to big targets in the red zone. That's why he loves Mike Evans in the red zone this season, and he's lucky he still had Gronk. Another touchdown there for him in the red zone. Now here from about the 25-yard line. This is what we want to see. Yes, sir. A nice little deeper route there, one-on-one, just a nice little floater right over everybody, and Gronk makes a huge catch there over Seattle in their Super Bowl that they ended up winning. Alrighty, their 7th connection coming from the 2015 AFC divisional round. Once again, just a nice little back shoulder. Gronk can do it all. Wide open in the middle of the field. 25-yard on a one-on-one matchup. Back shoulder throws. Wide open catches here. Beating the safety. Yes, sir. Look at that. Oh, my God. Beat the corner. Holy moly. That stutter step on the corner absolutely burned him. Wide open for a touchdown. Number 9 is coming from the 2015 AFC Championship game against the Broncos. Back of the end zone, and how did he even stay in bounds? That's the magic of, Rob Gronkowski. Yes, sir. Alrighty, number 10. 2017 AFC Divisional, and just a one-on-one matchup. There it is. You've got him, it looks like, on a cornerback, possible safety, and that's a mismatch right off the rip, and Gronk just does what he does. Alrighty, number 11, coming against the Super Bowl against the Eagles, once again on the 5-yard line, just right over the middle, just kind of in the soft spot of the zone, wide open. I mean, this connection, folks, is just too good. And once again against the Eagles, going on a one-on-one matchup, and he's literally beating everybody. Yes, this man was Travis Kelce before Travis Kelce kind of emerged here. Man, that was great. All right, number 13 and 14, the last 2 coming against the Chiefs, obviously. Once again, just outrunning the entire defense on this little short route here. And then number 14, what do we got? What's the last one for old Robert Gronkowski? All right, we don't got to slow it down here, showing the same angle like 10 different times. Let's just get to number 14. Here we go. Number 14. Let's show number 14 so we can move on. Here we go. Number 14, play action pass from the 18-yard line, 17-yard line, and Rob Gronkowski, back of the end zone, cannot be covered. Safety, linebacker, cornerback, it doesn't matter. Rob Gronkowski in the Super Bowl will get it done, hands down. 14 touchdowns for this man, all 14 coming from the GOAT. I mean, what a career, right? I mean, if you're just catching touchdown passes in the playoffs, in Super Bowls again from the GOAT, damn, I'd love to be in that position. Alrighty, that's all about the Super Bowl parade from last night, so let's go on to some other topics here. Most sacks taken this season, number 1, could you guess? It's Russell Wilson, so yes, he does have some kind of validity in his, claims of, hey, I don't want to be hit this much, alright? I'm a superstar, I'm proven, don't hit me. Tom Brady doesn't get hit, Tom Brady doesn't like to get hit, and y'all automatically shore up his offensive line. I want my offensive line shored up, or I'm out of here. I've been the face of this franchise, I've been dealing with the sacks for my entire career. I've been making it work. I got you to 2 Super Bowls. Please shore up my line. And that's what Russell Wilson is saying. And he's definitely got, all the clearance to say that in the world because he was the most sacked quarterback of this season. Now, number 2 is Carson Weins with 50 sacks. I should have said Russell Wilson had 51. Carson Wentz has 50. What's up with the Eagles this season? Absolutely trash. Carson Wentz played his worst season of his entire career this season because he's getting sacked. So sacks mean not good. We all know this, but now we get empirical data right here that kind of proves it. So sacks are bad. Sacks causes you to lose games. What happened to Russell Wilson and the Seahawks at the end of the season? They lost games because they were getting sacked. What happened to Carson Wentz this season? He had his worst season because he was getting sacked. And then number 3, Deshaun Watson. Third most sacked quarterback this season. Once again, they lose games because of it. Yes, Deshaun Watson was still fantastic, and he was literally trying to do everything in his power to still carry them to victories. That's why he was the leading passer this season. But still, if you get sacked a lot, if your quarterback is getting sacked, you're going to lose games. It's right here, folks. Seahawks lost the back half of the season. Carson Wentz was losing the entire season. Deshaun Watson was losing the entire season because they were all getting sacked. Pete Carroll, please please take care of that offensive line problem you have in Seattle, because I can guarantee you do not want to lose a Russell Wilson. If you lose a Russell Wilson, he will even play even better than he's already been playing, and he's already a top 5 quarterback in this league already. So, if you cut him or if you have to trade him because you don't want to shore up your line, he's even going to be even better because now he's motivated even more. He's going to go on a revenge mode, beast mode. Oh, y'all really got rid of a 2-time Super Bowl participant, 1-time winner, almost 2-time winner if, we made the right decision, because Pete Carroll, once again, not a great decision there. But y'all cut me because you didn't want to pay to kind of fix the line. Okay. Watch me throw 40 touchdowns and 1 pick this entire season and get sacked 0 times. Watch me. So, yes, Seattle, take care of Russell Wilson, please. Please. I'll do it myself. If y'all won't do it. Alrighty, not much to talk about on this one, but former Packers defensive coordinator Mike Pettin is going to be hired by the Bears as their senior defensive assistant. Great spot. I think he's a very solid defensive head coach. So, leaving the Packers is a little interesting, especially on, potential title aspirations. I mean, the last 2 seasons, they've been 13-3. Why are you kind of like bailing out on the team now? So that's a little interesting that he decided this season to leave the Packers, or, maybe he was forced out. Maybe they just didn't want to bring him back. But either way, he's going to go to the Bears, division rival, and we'll see how that pans out for old Aaron Rodgers, who's, I don't even know what can do. I mean, he can't even win the NFC Championship game, so how do we even root for this man next season? I don't know. Alrighty, let's switch over to the NBA now in these last 2 stories. I mean, oh my goodness, the subtle disrespectful shots by Devin Booker. The Suns beat the Bucks yesterday by 1 point, and Giannis took the game-winning mid-range jumper for some reason. I don't understand it. We'll look at it when we get to that game. But this was Devin Booker's quote on his thoughts when Giannis attempted the game-winning jump shot. Devin Booker says, "We're in good shape." So, little dig there. And then we get more quote from Devin Booker here. He's a force in the paint area. If you keep him out of there, we'll live with the results. Saying, hey, we want this man to shoot the ball from outside jump shot or 3-point line because we know he's trash at it. He has not developed that jump shot at all this far in his career. So love the little jab here. Suns get the win. Devin Booker's just calling it like it is. I mean, yes, we want. As soon as we saw Giannis taking that jump shot, I mean, we all just left the floor. We didn't even wait for the ball to kind of hit the rim. We knew what was going to happen. It was going to be a brick. It was going to be a brick, and it was a brick. It's unfortunate. Giannis cannot consistently hit the jump shot, especially in clutch time scenarios. When has Giannis been clutch at all this season? I'll wait. He missed a game-tying free throw as time expired. How much more unclutch can you get? Giannis just is not clutch. Now, is he great down in the paint area? Is he a beast down low? Absolutely. That's his game, but his game is not outside jump shots. His game is not buzzer beater winners. His game is just down low, beating up for the entire 47 minutes of basketball because he cannot play in the final minute. All right, so we got Devin Booker, loving the disrespect there. And then the last story, I was going to save this for when we talk about the Lakers game last night, but the Lakers win in overtime against the Thunder. And can we all just stop with this narrative of LeBron James is not clutch? Can we stop this? I'm seeing everybody on Twitter, oh, finally, LeBron's clutch, especially Skip Bayless, whose entire career is just kind of, talking about LeBron 24/7. And, even when LeBron proves him wrong, he still doesn't change his opinion. That's kind of why I started Takes by Fans. Can we start kind of accurately portraying sports, please? Can we finally start respecting greatness when it's there in our face? And can we start changing our minds when somebody was trash but elevated themselves to greatness? Can we start respecting them now? So that's why we started the show, if anybody was wondering. But so LeBron is clutch, folks. He's been clutch this entire year for the Lakers. He's closing it out in the fourth quarter. Yesterday, LeBron down 3 points, little three, yes sir, cash money ties it at 105. It goes into overtime because that. And not only was he clutch in regulation, he was also clutch in overtime. We've got this little clip here. Lakers in overtime up 114-113 with 4 seconds left. The Thunder are inbounding the ball, and what does LeBron James do? Absolutely clamps down on defense, forces the turnover, and now there's only a second to get a half-court shot off for the Thunder. And it's obviously going to be a miss because LeBron James is clutch hitting the three. LeBron James is clutch closing out great defense in overtime. Can we stop this false narrative of LeBron is not clutch? LeBron is the clutchest player in the NBA, the most consistent clutch player in the NBA. It's LeBron James. We're seeing it all like almost a lot of games this season and just closing out fourth quarters, getting it done. Respect to LeBron James, and we will not tolerate any LeBron James is not clutch slander. Because he is clutch. Alrighty, those are all the stories that we needed to cover from yesterday. So let's talk about what happened in the NBA last night. We'll quickly kind of run through what happened, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into the stats. So here we go. Well, let's start off by this. Our moneymaker did not do great yesterday. Two-team moneymaker, and we did not hit. We had, what do we have? Pelicans minus 2.5, and who was it? Like minus. Hang on, let me get it up. It was so bad, it wasn't even great. Hornets +4 and Pelicans -2.5. That was our moneymaker from last night, and it did not hit. Neither of those hit. Unfortunate. But let's get back to these games now. Raptors absolutely destroying the Wizards, which they should have done. So glad that the Raptors won. And, the Wizards, Russell Westbrook back in the starting lineup, and they lose. Is that a correlation? Yes, sir. Russell Westbrook is not great. It's unfortunate. So he's still not cleaning up his mistakes, obviously. We'll see how many turnovers he had this game. But, the Raptors win 137-115. Nice blowout win there for the Raptors. Hawks, Mavericks, and oh man, we're gonna have to break this one down a little bit. We have a game-winning potential buzzer beater by the Hawks, and it wasn't by Trey Young. Unfortunate. So that's why I didn't go, and that's why the Hawks lose by 1 point, 117-118 over the Mavericks. I'm glad that the Hawks competed against the Mavericks. I really wish they would have won. This is a team that the Hawks can beat. This Mavericks team isn't anything special, and this Hawks team has got great shooters all over the floor, and they got Clint Capella, so they really should have had no trouble winning this game. They were winning this game kind of handily, kind of throughout the entire game, and then the fourth quarter came, and they floundered a little bit, and the Mavericks just kind of caught their stride a little bit. So a little disappointing that the Hawks couldn't win. We'll see. We'll show you who took the buzzer beater. Not great. So Hawks lose by 1, unfortunately. Alrighty, Nets, Pacers. Nets beat the Pacers. Thank God. Kyrie Irving put up 35 points. Must have hurt us. 2 days ago on Tuesday when we were going over all the games and, saw that the Nets lost and Kyrie Irving put up like 8 points on 30 shots or something like that. We wanted him to do a little bit more. And we saw, Steph Curry go for 32 that same night. We saw Dame go for 36 that same night. We saw Donovan Mitchell go for 36 that same night. So we were like, Kyrie Irving, this is what we want you to do. And he finally must have heard us because he put up 35 this game. So Nets get the win 104-94 over the Pacers. And like we said, this Pacers team, they can't beat the top tier teams, folks. So, they're a solid team, don't get us wrong, but there's nothing special about them. They don't beat the good teams consistently. They are barely competitive even against kind of the better teams. Yes, they're kind of competitive in maybe the first 3 quarters, but in that fourth quarter, it's really just kind of a blowout up to then. And the Nets were up by 30 at halftime in this game. So this Pacers team, not buying them. Alrighty, Hornets get the loss over the Grizzlies. We had them +4, and the Grizzlies were just going off in the fourth quarter. Really, this was the best game that I saw the Grizzlies play all season, so let's shout them out. We'll definitely shout out all the stats that we saw, but great threes, great vision by John Morant having a great night, and so definitely unfortunate that we lost our moneymaker pick because of this game. But the Grizzlies playing well. That's a great sign by them, and we should be buying them a little bit more, I think, due to this game alone. So the Grizzlies get the win 130-114. Clippers, Timberwolves, and it was Karl Anthony Towns' first game back, baby, and he had a pretty solid night. Very competitive, and that's what we know. When the Timberwolves are at full strength, it's a decent squad. It's nothing great, but Karl Anthony Towns is really great, and D'Angelo Russell with Karl Anthony Towns is pretty serviceable as well. So Clippers, very close game here, 119-112. Paul George didn't play this game, but Karl Anthony Towns being back is a great sign. We can start talking about the Timberwolves a little bit more now. So love to see this man back in action. Finally cleared the health and safety protocols of COVID. So we're definitely still wishing this man all the best because we all know, basically his entire family got COVID and a lot of casualties for his family. So obviously, prayers up to his family. No disrespect at all to anything about this situation for Karl Anthony Towns. So definitely glad to see this man back on the floor. So we'll see how he does. 18-10, his first game there. Very solid, very, very solid. He played 4 games this season, folks. He missed basically the entire year so far. So definitely great to see this man back in action. Alrighty, Pelicans and the Bulls, and the Pelicans on a back-to-back, a little lackluster. They still put up 116 points, but Zach Levine went absolutely nuts. So did Kobe White. Zach Levine putting up 46 holy moly points. And, once again, we liked the Pelicans -2.5, and the -2.5 probably would have happened if Zach Levine didn't go absolutely madman, putting up 46 giant points, and Kobe White attributing, I think, like 36. So, unfortunate, we lose our moneymaker on this game as well, because, who would have thought the Bulls would have went beast mode? Zach Levine was going to get sick of this shit at some point, right? So Bulls get the win 129-116 over the Pelicans. Nuggets, Cavs, and the Nuggets just absolutely blow them out, 133-95. There's nothing to talk about this game. We'll break down the stats, but like a 40-point win. What are we talking about there? That's not competitive. That's not even a game. This game shouldn't even be played right now. Just absolutely disrespecting the Cavs, putting up 133 points, holding them to 95. Already Bucks and the Suns, and hey, Giannis taking the game-winning jump shot. It's not going to work out very well for you. I can kind of say that. So Suns hold on, 125-124. The Bucks, their three-point shooting was kind of good. Their down-low game was pretty good. It was just the Suns. Hey, close game, could have went either way, but the Suns are able to lock it down because, Giannis, who's their star player, who got paid, the super max this offseason, just isn't clutch. But he still put up 47 and 11, so unfortunate. Alrighty, and then the last game kind of alluded to it already. Thunder, Lakers. Lakers get it done in overtime. LeBron being clutch. That was the game. Love to see it. No Anthony Davis either. Come on, folks. Give this man his respect he deserves. Alrighty, let's go a little bit deeper into these stats now. We'll go back to Raptors and Wizards, and we'll start with Raptors. Let's start with the Raptors here. Alrighty, Kyle Lowry, 21 points, 5 assists. Very well done. Fred VanVleet, 14 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Aaron Baines, 8 points, only 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Is that right? Alrighty, a little light on the center there, Aaron Baines. Alrighty. Pascal Siakam still doing great, and this man's having a great kind of resurgence here. Are the Raptors back on track, folks? It kind of seems like it. Alright, we may have misread the situation. I thought they were going to be done in totality of their team, but it just seemed like they got off to a slow start this season, and they're kind of slowly climbing their way back up. I understand this game's against the Wizards, so we're not holding too much weight on these performances, but it's still, like we said, we're not going to knock y'all for doing what you're supposed to do. Just because you're facing a bad team, this is when y'all should be performing at your best, and we kind of saw it here. So we are going to start to buy a little bit more Toronto Raptors stock right now. Maybe we're at maybe buy like 20% stock. I don't know, 20% out of 100 we're buying this Raptors team now. 25, is that a little low? Should we go a little higher? 33? Let's give it 33%. We got 33% stake in this Raptors organization right now. Not bad. Alrighty, Norman Powell, 28 points. Pascal Siakam, 26 points, 5 rebounds. So, all the starters really did great, and they got solid contribution off their bench. Terrence Davis, 13 points. Chris Boucher, folks. This man went absolutely nuts off the bench. 17 points, 16 rebounds, and 24 minutes of play off the bench. Absolutely fantastic. And then DeAndre Bembry, 10 points off the bench. So great contribution here from everybody. Everybody getting it done, beating the Wizards like they should. And like we said, we will start buying this Raptors team a little bit more right now. A little bit more. We won't go overboard, but we'll get a decent percent stake in their team right now. Alrighty, the Wizards. Alrighty, we obviously got to start here with Russell Westbrook. This is kind of the main thing. How many turnovers did he have? And he had 5. The most on his team by far. The second highest on his team was 2. He has 5. And the second highest in the the highest in the game, Fred VanVleet had 4. Damn, alrighty. But, luckily for the Raptors, they still have they're very deep. They do have kind of great players everywhere, where the Wizards do not, so they can't overcome these 5 turnovers like the Raptors were able to overcome Fred VanVleet's 4. So Russell Westbrook 5 turnovers, but he did have a solid game other than that. 23 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, not bad. 37% from the 3 of 8, 45% from the field, 9 of 20, pretty solid there. Bradley Beal, 24 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 of 6 from 3. Definitely got to step that up a little bit, and we know he's the main scorer on this team, so we're not even going to kind of fault him because he's literally the only one that is giving kind of consistent production throughout this entire season, so we can let a little, 1 of 6, 16% by 3 fly. Unfortunately, not great by everybody else. We get Davis Bertans, only 9 points, 4 rebounds. Rui Hachimura is probably the 3rd best option on this team. I am a fan of him. 15 points, 7 rebounds by that man. Alex Len, 11 points, 5 rebounds. He did pretty good, actually. Alex Len, we gotta kind of keep an eye on him. I mean, he was a +2 in the plus-minus in 21 minutes of play. That's pretty decent for a center there. 11 points, 5 rebounds, as we said. That's not bad. 83% shooting, 5 of 6, so just getting it done in the paint. 1 of 1 from 3, so not, exacerbating their threes there. He hits 1. He says, that's solid. Let me cash out while I'm ahead here. 1 of 1 from 3. So Alex Len for this Wizards team could potentially be decent there. But obviously we know their supporting cast is not that great. Alrighty, so that was Raptors Wizards. Let's move on to Hawks and Mavs here. And we'll start here with the Hawks. Trey Young. Oh, do we have the? Yes, we do got the film here. So let's start with this. I mean, folks, this was the game-winning chance here. 4th quarter, 4.7 seconds left. Dallas up 118-117, so a 1-point lead for the Mavericks. Atlanta is inbounding in their own half court. Fantastic. So 4.7 seconds left on the clock, and they inbound the ball to Danilo Gallinari, that's who we inbound the ball to. Okay, all right, he's got to pass it though, right? We want somebody else taking this shot, right? Trey Young, I want Trey Young taking this shot, please. So yes, you can inbound it to Danilo Gallinari. Trey Young kind of gets shouldered a little bit off the kind of inbounding screen pass, and he did not get the foul, and he kind of chirped at the refs after the game. So yes, we did see that. So Trey Young was kind of out of commission on this play a little bit. He's now back up on the floor with how much time? 3.4 seconds left. Trey Young is now on his feet, not on the floor by a bloody nose. He was kind of bleeding a little bit. It should have been possibly a foul. It's tough to call that foul in this kind of situation. So I'm not mad at the refs for not calling it. So now 3 seconds left. Danilo Gallinari still has the ball in his hands for some reason. He's dribbling out into open space. He's taking a little bit of a drifting step back mid-range jumper. I accidentally rewound the film here, so we'll have to watch it in full-time speed right here. But Danilo Gallinari, a little step back, fade away, mid-range, really kind of far range because it's more close to the three-point line than it is kind of the middle of the court. And it does not go in. And Danilo Gallinari missing a game-winning shot here. Didn't like that he took the shot. We see, Trey Young getting bullied there, unfortunately. A little blood out of the nose. So, unfortunate that the Hawks lose. Danilo Gallinari was shooting 2 of 12 from the entire game. 16%. Literally everybody else on this team that played meaningful minutes shot better than he did. So him taking the final shot, not the greatest situation there. 2 of 12 for the game by that man. Well, everybody else was doing better. So as I said, Danilo Gallinari 16% shooting. Cam Reddish 28%. John Collins 72%. Clint Capella 66%. Kevin Huter 60%. Trey Young 36%. I mean, not much better, but I would still count on him to take the game-winning shot and to make the game-winning shot. Tony Snell off the bench 50%, and Solomon Hill 50% off the bench as well. So your worst shooting person of the night taking the game-winning shot, I do not like that. But let's finish these stats up here. Trey Young, 25 points, 15 assists, 7 rebounds. What more do you want from this man? Yes, he didn't shoot the best, 36%. Definitely could have been a little bit better. 4 of 11 from 3. Pretty decent. It's decent. So, great night by Trey Young. Unfortunately, he couldn't take the game winner. Kevin Huter had a great game, 23 points, 8 rebounds. Clint Capella, a little light, 6 points, 7 rebounds. little light on him. Obviously with, Porzingis down low, it's a little tight down there. Who else do they got? They got another big, don't they? Yeah, that's kind of it. Kristaps Porzingis giving them a little trouble down low. A little bit. Not too much. Little tad trouble. Not even that much trouble, honestly. So John Collins had a fantastic night as well. 33 points, 8 rebounds. Cam Reddish, 7 points, 3 assists. So some decent performances there by the starters. John Collins, Kevin Huerter, Trey Young. Clint Capella definitely could have stepped it up a little bit. Cam Reddish definitely could have stepped it up a little bit. 2 of 7 from the field by that man. So unfortunate how this game kind of played out for the Hawks. But, we're still buying this Hawks team. We still know that they showed the ability to win this game. Unfortunately, it came down to a buzzer beater by not your main man. Alrighty, Luka Doncic still back with the triple doubles like always. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, shot 50% from the field. Not bad there. Porzingis, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Once again, nothing great by him. He didn't have a great night. Neither did Clint Capella, kind of canceling each other out here. Who else did good? Wow, they had a great bench performance, the Mavs did. Because, look at this. Look at these starting scores here. Doncic with 28, obviously very good. Josh Richardson, 10 points, though. Kristaps Porzingis, 15 points. That's pretty solid. Maxi Kleber, 6 points. Darian Finney-Smith, 8 points. Not the greatest. So we go to their bench. Tim Hardaway Jr., still thriving off the bench, 16 points. Very well done. Shot 60% and from the field and 60% from the 3 of 5. So very well done there. Jalen Brunson, 21 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds off the bench. And Willie Cauley-Stein, 14 points and 6 rebounds off the bench. So Mavericks getting great production from their bench. We know the Hawks don't have a bench, and that was kind of the difference maker of this game, unfortunately. So the Mavs get the win 118-117. Alrighty, let's move on to what else do we got? What's the next game up here? Nets and the Pacers. Alrighty, let's go to the Pacers. Sabonis only 18 points. He's definitely got to step it up. He's the man of this team. He's the number one scoring option. He's the one that's going to get you most of your points. So he has to step it up when they're facing, the elite team. This Nets team, they've got the talent to be an elite team. Now they don't have the wins quite yet, but hey, the wins will come. It's still kind of a little early in the season. So Domantas Sabonis definitely has to start stepping it up. 18 points is not going to get it done. He was the leading scorer, lead by example, score by example, and he did not get it done here, shooting 35% from the field. Not going to get it done, especially when you got Kyrie and James Harden who can explode for 30 points whenever they want. So this is why we're still not buying this Pacers team yet. Maybe we can a little bit down the line, but nobody's stepping up here against the best teams. And, yes, if you're good against the bad teams, that's fine. We can understand that, but we're not going to praise you, and we're not going to talk about you, and we're not going to kind of bet on you, and we're not going to put you in our power rankings until you show us something good that you can start beating these elite teams. So let's get back to these stats now. Look at this starting lineup. Malcolm Brogdon, 15 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. It's decent, but shooting 29%. That's not going to get it done. Jeremy Lamb, 3 points, shooting 20%. Miles Turner, 3 points, 3 rebounds. That's not getting it done. Getting absolutely destroyed by DeAndre Jordan down low. Had the worst plus minus of the squad, Miles Turner. Sabonis, like we said, 18 points. The 9 rebounds I'll give him. The 4 assists, it's decent. The 2 steals, the 1 block, it's all pretty decent, but it's not a superstar performance. It's not an all-star performance. That's why we did not vote Sabonis an all-star. And then Justin Holiday, 12 points. Yeah, just average. 50% shooting. He didn't take a lot of shots, but, only 12 points is just not going to cut it, especially when nobody else is stepping it up. Now, they did have solid contributions off the bench. Doug McDermott, 12 points. We are a fan of Doug McDermott. He's really settling in as a great bench three-point shooter. Or just a great bench scorer, I should say, because he shot 0 of 2 from the 3 this game. And then TJ McConnell, 13 points and 7 rebounds and 14 assists off the bench. Once again, very solid there. And we know this Pacers team is decently deep. They still got Aaron Holiday off the bench, so they still are decently deep, but they just don't have those big, great starters, big, great stars as their starters, unfortunately. Alrighty, let's go to the Nets now. And Kyrie Irving, 35 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds on 47% shooting. That's what we're talking about. Got to the line 17 times. Once again, that's what we were talking about on Tuesday when we broke down their game. Kyrie Irving put up a lot of shots, didn't have the greatest percentage, and never got to the line that much. 35 points, 17 of those points all coming from the line. He hit 100% of his free throws. Fantastic there. And then, the shooting percentage was pretty good, 47%, 8 of 17. Very well done. Not taking 28 shots, letting, other people shoot the ball. Joe Harris took 11 shots. That's good right there. So, great job of the Nets here, beating a team that they should beat, so very well done. So, let's finish up these stats now. James Harden, 19 points. 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Very well done. Kyrie Irving out-assisted James Harden this game. Crazy. James Harden taking a little bit more threes, 1 of 6, not hitting them. So Kyrie Irving being the true leader in this game. Love to see that. Deandre Jordan, 12 points, 13 rebounds, handling Miles Turner down low. All right, that's what we like to see. I am a big Deandre Jordan fan. I kind of root probably more for him than is kind of necessary or needed or even kind of proven. I was a big fan of that Clippers team back in the day, the Lob City. DeAndre Jordan was part of that. And then they put in Hacka Jordan, and that's kind of when his stock dropped a lot because, he was a liability out there. But now he's kind of revitalizing his career here in Brooklyn, so I'm all about it. Alrighty, Joe Harris, 17 points, 3 of 7 from 3. Very well done. And Bruce Brown, a little lackluster night. He, I think this is his first start since Kevin Durant's not in the lineup here. 2 points, 4 rebounds, so we know why this man is not a consistent starter. Timothy Lawway Cabaret is still kind of floundering here. Not a great season by him this year. Unfortunate. Off the bench, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Meh. And yeah, really not great bench here by anybody. Landry Shamet, 8 points. That's solid off the bench. In 18 minutes, we'll give him that. Jeff Green, 7 points, but he shot 27% in 24 minutes off the bench, 3 of 11. So that definitely is not going to get it done. Luckily, they were facing the Pacers because the Pacers only put up 94 points. Little light on the Nets, only putting up 104. Little bit of a bailout. Good defense or Pacers not shooting well. Y'all decide that one. Alrighty, here we go. Moving on. Hornets, Grizzlies, and like we said, this was the Grizzlies' best game that they've played all season. They made 23 threes. They had a ton of assists. Ja Morant was playing really good. So, best game of the season by the Grizzlies. So, let's start here with them. Ja Morant, 15 points, 11 assists. Very well done. Who else do we get? Kyle Anderson, 27 points, 6 of 8 from 3. Dylan Brooks, 20 points, 4 of 8 from 3. Very, very well done. Jonas Valanciunas, folks, 12 points, 15 rebounds, 6 offensive boards. Love to see it. Great contribution from their bench. Grayson Allen, once again, 18 points, 5 of 12 from 3. Not terrible. Taking 12 threes is obviously a lot, but he hit 5 of them, so we'll give it to him. 41%. Not terrible there. So once we said we are kind of decent fans of Grayson Allen. Like we said, we don't like the dirty plays, but he can put up the points, folks. This man is kind of JJ Redick already. So very well done by Grayson Allen. 18 points off the bench. Huge. And then Tyus Jones here, 12 points off the bench. Very well done, 3 of 4 from 3. So great three-point night. Great kind of passing the ball, spreading out the floor night. Everybody was hitting, all the starters. Fantastic. 2 great bench contributions. And that's exactly what we want. Solid starters, 1 or 2 double-digit points off the bench, and now you're looking at most likely a win every single time. So very well done by the Grizzlies. They're 10-10. They've had a lot of their games postponed, unfortunately, so we'll kind of see how they make up those games. In the bubble, were they the ones that made that final seed there? Were they the ones that snuck into the playoffs as the 8th seed? I got to refresh my memory on that one. But anyway, we can still kind of root for this Grizzlies team. Ja Morant, second year in, kind of trying to take that next step that Trey Young has taken. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, great signs here pointing by the Grizzlies. A great night, their best game of the season, folks. Alrighty, the Hornets now. Terry Rozier, scary hours are in session. Yes, sir, Terry Rozier is back into his prime, folks. 34 points, 6 of 9 from 3, 70% shooting from the field overall, 12 of 17. Absolutely magnificent job by him. Unfortunately, nobody else really got the memo. LaMelo Ball, 17 points, 5 assists. Decent by him. 53% shooting again. Just decent by him. Kind of, like he's been doing this season. A little bit light. Usually he's in about the 20-point range. So a little light on him. Nothing that we're going to knock. Cody Zeller, 9 points, 3 rebounds. Like we said, they just need another big here. They need a better big. Getting absolutely destroyed by Valanciunas. Couldn't do anything. Cody Zeller cannot do anything all game. Alrighty, PJ Washington, 5 points, 4 assists. Gordon Hayward, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He shot decently, 63%. So, unfortunate. Miles Bridges, 15 points and 10 rebounds off the bench. That's real great. That is real great, folks. Miles Bridges and LaMelo Ball. That is the great connection here. Maybe got to start putting Miles Bridges in the starting lineup, possibly. We'll see how that would work out. But, Malik Monk, 6 points off the bench. Just not great. Just not great. The starters weren't all great. The bench players weren't all great like the Grizzlies were, so they weren't able to match them. Unfortunate. Terry Rozier had a great game, though, so very well done by him. Alrighty, let's move on to Clippers and the Timberwolves, and let's start with the Timberwolves and Karl Anthony Towns. 18 points, 10 rebounds, very well done. 30 minutes, not bad there. 2 of 7 from 3, starting to get back into the rhythm here, so not bad by him. D'Angelo Russell did not even play this game, so we don't even know of that true connection yet. Get Karl Anthony Towns acclimated, and then D'Angelo Russell, let's get him back as soon as possible so they can start winning some games and maybe make a playoff push. Obviously, they are kind of very deep. I think they're the worst in the East. No, they're not. Oh, they're in the West. That's why. They are the worst in the West. All right, that's what I thought. Worst in the West there. 6 wins. They are currently, holy cow, seven games back. 7 games back from the number 8 seed. Going to have to try and overcome the Warriors, the Kings, the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, the Rockets, the Mavs, the Thunder. Oh, man. Like we said, it's very, very tight in this West. Only kind of 2 games separating number 8 and number 14, but 7 games separating number 8 and 15. So Timberwolves definitely have a huge uphill battle to climb. Folks, all these, literally, Warriors, Kings, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Rockets, Mavericks. I probably wouldn't say the Thunder, but I could still throw the Thunder in there. But, that's like 7 teams all competing for the number 8 seed. It's really kind of wild what's going on in the West. So, truly unfortunate by the Timberwolves. That kind of late start, it definitely will burn you. All right, so let's go back to these stats now. Timberwolves, Karl Anthony Towns, no D'Angelo Russell. All right, Malik Beasley, 21 points. Holy cow, 21 points, 5 rebounds. Ricky Rubio, 5 points, but he had 10 assists, so maybe we give him a little bit of a break. Only took 4 shots all game, so more of a floor general, which we know Ricky Rubio is. Anthony Edwards, 11 points, a little light on him. So, everybody just trying to get into the rhythm back now that Karl Anthony Towns is back in the starting lineup. So we're not going to take, these stats here as the end-all, be-all, obviously. We give teams and players passes on their first game back or first game from the bench into the starting lineup because, rotations are different. The offense is now a little bit different, getting acclimated. It takes, a game or two. So very great outing by the Timberwolves, competitive game against the Clippers, and that's all you would ask for in Karl Anthony Towns' first game back. Alrighty, the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard doing Kawhi Leonard things, 36 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, shot 5 of 6 from 3, shot 52% overall. No Paul George, so he took, 25 shots. He's got to up his load a little bit without the number 2 there. Serge Ibaka, 10 points, 3 rebounds. All right, didn't even attempt a 3 this game. 4 of 4 from the field. Yes, sir. Clean shooting night from him. Got to the line twice, sunk them both. All right, yes, Serge, we see you out there. Patrick Beverley, 6 points, not the greatest, but he didn't shoot a lot there, only 4 shots. So we'll give him a little pass on the points there. And Reggie Jackson, 15 points, shooting very well, 66% from the field, so very well done. And then let's finish here with Nicholas Batum, last starter here, 8 points and 10 rebounds, so not bad. Lou Williams went absolutely wild off the bench, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 66%. And Markeith Morris, 10 points. He's really been very solid this season. Where was he last season? Was he with the Lakers? Is that true? Was he with the Clippers? Can I figure out this real quick? I want to go very quickly. Do not want to spend a lot of time on this one. Markeith Morris. I'm going to have to just look him up. All right, here we go. Markeith Morris last season played for the Clippers. He was with the Clippers last season. All right. All righty. He was with 3 teams last season. He was with 3 teams. He was with, I don't know what that is. The Knicks and Toronto, it looks like. Toronto, the Knicks, and the Lakers, and the Clippers, ending with the Clippers last season. Alrighty. So that's what it was. Makes sense. Alrighty. Back to the game. Markeith Morris, very well done. 10 points off the bench. Alrighty. Zubac, 7 rebounds off the bench. Very well done. So Clippers, without Paul George, they can still make it work. We know this. Paul George or Patrick Beverley steps up. Reggie Jackson steps up. One of those 2 will step up. Lou Williams will step up. One of those 3 will step up. 2 of those 3 will step up, and they will make the win. So great job for the Clippers getting back on track there with the win. Let's move on to Bulls and the Pelicans, and we got to start with the Bulls because we had some performances last night. So let's start with Zach Levine, 46 points on 68% shooting, 64% from the 3, 9 of 14, absolutely magnificent. He had 20 points in the first quarter alone, folks, 5 of 5 from 3 in the first quarter alone, absolutely wild. And then Coby White adding on top of Zach Levine's 46 points with 30 points of his own. Shot 50% from the field, 8 of 17 from the 3, and 7 assists to go along with those 30 points. So a huge contributor there. Denzel Valentine, 16 points. Patrick Williams, 7. Daniel Gafford, 9. And Garrett Temple off the bench, 10 points. Love to see that. Thaddeus Young off the bench, 8 points, 7 rebounds. This man is super consistent off the bench. Absolutely love it. So with Zach Levine going for 46, with Coby White going for 30, I'm super glad that there were still able to be some great bench contributions here. 10 points from Garrett Temple, 8 points by Thaddeus Young. Very, very well done by this Bulls team to get a win. Finally getting a win. Alrighty, the Pelicans. Alrighty, let's see why they lost this game. I understand, 2 players going absolutely wild, but the Pelicans have a better overall team, so let's see who did not step up here. We'll start here with Lonzo Ball. Very well done by him. 21 points, 7 assists, shot decent, 46% from the field, 40% from the 3. So Lonzo Ball, this is a good game by him. This is what we want to see. 20 plus points, 7 rebounds. That's what we want to see. We don't really want to see 10 points and 10 rebounds. I get, having, or 10 assists. I get, having more assists is good, but, we do need points to come from somewhere, and Lonzo needs to start being a little bit more of a leader. So, lead by example with the points, still have, 7, 8 assists. That's still very good. So 21 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. This is a stat line that I kind of want to see Lonzo Ball have consistently for this Pelicans team. So very great game by Lonzo Ball. Love it. All right, Eric Bledsoe, a little lackluster, 5 points, only took 5 shots. Make of that what you will. Steven Adams, a little light on him. 3 points, 6 rebounds. Just kind of, did he get beat? Who was their center? Daniel Gafford, 2 rebounds. So just kind of the big explosive night. Obviously the great shooting performance. I mean, holy cow. The Bulls shot basically 60% as a team. So not a lot of rebounds to be had. So I understand Steven Adams a little light on the rebounds, 3.6 rebounds. Zion Williamson, such a freaking stud, folks. 29 points, 4 rebounds, shooting 66% from the field. He took a 3, he missed it, but hey, not like Blake Griffin, who's going to take 6 threes and 1 rebound. No. Zion Williamson, 29 points, 4 rebounds, 66%, 1 3. Love it. Brandon Ingram, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. A little light on him. He didn't shoot the best, 31%, taking 19 shots. We're usually, accustomed to seeing him put up a little bit more points there than 21. We like to see Brandon Ingram in like the 25-point range. Alrighty, so decent there by the starters. We didn't get any contributions really from Eric Bledsoe, and that's kind of a big problem there. Josh Hart, once again, a little bit of a problem there. Only 8 points off the bench. 6 rebounds is good. JJ Redick, 6 points off the bench. Kiera Lewis Jr., 14 points off the bench. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that this Pelicans team, this is a solid game. It's a solid game performance. Unfortunately, the Bulls just went absolutely manic, putting up 46 by Zach Levine and 36 by Kobe White. What more do y'all want? So, 30 by Kobe White. Alrighty, let's move on here. Nuggets and Cavs, and let's just we'll quickly. Alright, we do have to say this because this is something we've been talking about all season. But Denver Nuggets, they've got Jokic. He's really unstoppable. So what were the Cavs' options of stopping Jokic down low? Was it going to be Andre Drummond or Jarrett Allen? Well, they had them both in the starting lineup, folks. We know Jarrett Allen usually comes off the bench, but they put Andre Drummond at the 5, Jarrett Allen at the 4 to try and combat Giannis. And as we see by this nearly 40-point win, it did not work. You cannot even double team Jokic to have success against them. Unfortunate. So let's start here with the Nuggets. Jamal Murray, 8 points, 4 assists, and they still put up 133 points. Wild. Once again, kind of like why, we'll say it every time we're right. This is why we like Donovan Mitchell better than Jamal Murray. Donovan Mitchell rarely ever has 8-point games, 8.4 assist games. Will Barton, 16 points. Jokic, only 12 points with 12 points and 12 assists as well. Only 6 rebounds. So, a little interesting there, but the team shot very well. The team shot 60% as a team, while the Cavs shot 38%. That will win it all day. So, not a lot of rebounds to be had for Jokic, and still making the most of, what he was able to get down low. Paul Millsap, 22 points. Michael Porter Jr. back in the starting lineup, 19 points. Alrighty, getting accustomed to the starting lineup. We saw, he missed a lot of time, had to go on the bench for a little bit. First game on the starting lineup wasn't the greatest, but now here he is. I think this is his second game back, and he's back at 19 points. So very well done. 4 of 7 from 3. Michael Porter Jr. It can be a huge key to this offense. And then really just great contributions off the bench here. Monte Morris, 12 points. JaMychal Green, 8 points, 6 rebounds. RJ Hampton, 9 points. Zeke Nananji, 14 points off the bench. So just kind of great scoring everywhere for this Nuggets team. Not one player doing it all, everybody getting it done. And that's why this Nuggets team is so good. Jamal Murray, Jokic are so good, and they've got so many great supporting weapons, not only on their starters, but on their bench as well. So Nuggets getting it done. Very well done. Alrighty, let's quickly talk about this Cavs team. Jarrett Allen led the team in scoring. That cannot happen. Colin Sexton, you cannot shoot 11% and only put up 4 points. That's not going to get it done. I get you put up 8 assists, but once again, that's just not going to be enough. Jarrett Allen cannot be your leading scorer. I know we love Jarrett Allen on this show, but yeah, I will tell you as well, you cannot win games with Jarrett Allen being your main scorer. So Jarrett Allen, 18 points with 10 rebounds, 4 offensive. Love to see that. Andre Drummond, 4 points, 6 rebounds. We are kind of used to him putting up a lot more points there. Just nobody. Folks, look at this. The highest scorer was Jarrett Allen with 18. Second highest was Teron Prince off the bench with 12. The third highest was Dylan Windler off the bench with 11. The fourth highest was Isaac Okoro with 10. That is not going to get it done. Yes, I want to see Jarrett Allen off this Cavs team. I want to see Jarrett Allen on the Hornets, and that would be fantastic. So we'll see what happens at the trade deadline as it nears. Alrighty, let's move on to Bucks and the Suns. Let's start with the Suns, with the winning team. Devin Booker, 30.6 rebounds, shooting 52%. Chris Paul, 28 points, 7 assists, shooting 50%. Folks, I can't get enough of Chris Paul these last 2 seasons. It's absolutely fantastic. Chris Paul is my favorite player. I didn't think he was going to have great success on that Thunder team, but man, was I wrong. And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel with him on the Suns, but man, I was wrong. I'm sure I would have been wrong if I formulated an actual opinion before, the outcome started to pour out here. So, very well done by Chris Paul. He had so many clutch threes in this game, 4 of 7 from 3. Great threes in the second half of games, in the fourth quarter, just getting it done, being clutch. Hey, we're tied. It's a tie game. Let me hit a 3 to give us a nice little 3-point lead here. Put the pressure back on the opposing team. Oh, we're down 3. Well, let me tie up this game with another 3 right here. Get us back in it. So, Chris Paul is really revitalizing his career these last 2 seasons, and I am all here for it, folks. Truly, truly, truly. So magnificent performances by Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Fantastic. Deandre Ayton, he kind of held his own a little bit against the Bucks. So let's give it up for Deandre Ayton. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 4 offensive. So, still eating a little bit on the glass. With just not even Giannis, but just the totality of the beef of Giannis and Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton, and even Dante DiVincenzo is looking beefy out there. So, they got some big, it's Milwaukee, folks. That's what they breed. They breed big people. Everybody's big in Milwaukee, not fat-wise, just big, solid. So... No, that's all y'all got to do in Milwaukee is play basketball. Alrighty, so yeah, like we said, Deandre Ayton holding his own a little bit, and this is what I like to see from Deandre Ayton. 7 of 10 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, got to the line twice. Just a solid game by him. Super impressed by him. Frank Kaminsky, very impressed by him as well. This is kind of why it worked, because Frank Kaminsky and Deandre Ayton both being down there to kind of take away Giannis and Brook Lopez. So great kind of bench here, great kind of strategy, great kind of rotation by the Suns. Love it. Frank Kaminsky, 14 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Masterful game by him. And McCall Bridges, 15 points. Very well done. All the starters getting it done. Decent, we'll say decent contributions off the bench. Let's start with Jay Crowder, because he was having a fantastic day on the boards off the bench. 6 points, but 14 rebounds. A huge piece as well. Great kind of beef on the bench. He's really it. So very well done of Jay Crowder having a great night against his Bucks team. Cameron Johnson, 9 points, 42% shooting off the bench. And Antoine Winfield, 6 points, 60% shooting. So just solid off the bench. We're not huge on their bench pieces on the Suns. That's probably the least thing we like about the Suns team is the bench. But, it's a very solid squad at the starting lineup, and that's what we love about them. Alrighty, Milwaukee Bucks, and they hit 16 threes. That was good. Like, the 3-point shooting was good this game. It was just, they weren't clutched. So now we have to worry about the consistent 3-point shooting, Giannis being, at the free throw line, Giannis being clutch, and everybody else doing their job. So 4 main things to look at every Bucks game. The list is starting to pile up here for the Bucks, unfortunately. Alrighty, let's start here with Giannis. Do I have it right? Did we show it? We didn't show it. All right, so here it is. Let's show the game-winning attempt here by the Bucks. Not great at all. Not great at all. I would definitely not draw up this play again, ever again. I would not have Giannis taking a mid-range for the game. So here it is. Suns up 125-124 with 2.8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Milwaukee inbounding on their own side of the court. So once again, fantastic there. We get the inbound here to Giannis at the 3-point line, and then he takes a couple of dribbles, steps into, the paint area, and he misses kind of a mid-range jumper. Like we said, we told you the quote from Devin Booker at the top of the show. No worries here. We're in good shape when Giannis is taking a mid-range jumper for the win. He's a force in the paint area, but if you keep him out of there, we'll live with the result. And yes, you will. I would take that all day. We will live and die by Giannis's jumpers. That's fine. As we see, he was 0 of 4 from 3. Stop taking the threes, Giannis. You have not developed your game like that. LeBron has worked on the three-point shot. He's elevated it, and now he's a really great three-point shooter. It's kind of crazy the transformation LeBron's three-point was. But Giannis is not there yet, unfortunately. 47 points by Giannis. Very great. Don't get us wrong. He still had a great game. 47 points, 11 rebounds, shooting 65%, getting to the line 21 times, hitting 81%. So, yes, everything was great by Giannis except the clutchness. Unfortunate. Chris Middleton, 18 points, 11 assists, great or decent game by him. Let's not say great because we know what he can do. I know Giannis putting up 47 points. Points are going to be hard to come by for everybody else. So Chris Middleton, I guess we can't say a great game at the 18-point mark. Brook Lopez, 10 points, 6 rebounds. All right, he kind of just a solid performance by him. We'll judge it a solid performance. Dante DiVincenzo, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Shooting 2 of 6 from 3. All righty, kind of at the edge, at the cusp of all rightness. And then Brian Forbes, 17 points. That's all he did. No rebounds, no assists, no steals, no blocks. All right. If you're just putting up the points, that's fine. All righty. He shot 66%. So, but, you got to do something else besides just score points, right? That's funny. I don't think I've ever seen that. Just somebody putting up, more than 15 points while having nothing else. No free throws, no rebounds, no assists, no steals, no blocks. He did have turnovers, though, so he still got those in. All right. And their bench. Who did good on their bench? Bobby Portis, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Damn, 12 points, 9 rebounds. What a great game. Alrighty. Yeah, that's the Bucks, folks. So, unfortunate there. Close win. Unfortunately, Giannis is not clutch. Keep that in mind, folks. Alrighty, and then the last game of the night, somebody that is clutch. LeBron's clutch. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hits the dagger, or not the dagger, the game-tying 3 with about 18 seconds left. Luguentz Dort tried to take the actual buzzer beater in regulation for a 3. That's not going to work. Luguentz Dort had his best game of the season, but it did not pan out to a win. Oh, and we see they switched up their lineup a little bit, so we will get to that when we talk about it. But back here with the Lakers, we'll start with them first. Like we said, no Anthony Davis, so LeBron James goes absolutely beast mode. 25 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. So great night by LeBron James. As we said, the 3 to tie up the game go into overtime, and then the defense to solidify their 1-point win. Clutch is clutch, and LeBron James is clutch. Kyle Kuzma, what a night by him. 15 points, 9 rebounds. That's all we're asking by him. 10 plus points if he's starting. If he's on the bench, I would say 15 plus points if he's starting, 10 plus points off the bench, and we get 15 by him here. So what a great night by him. What else do we get here? KCP, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Not a great night. Dennis Schroeder, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Very well done. Shooting 45% from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. Not terrible there. That's what we want to see Dennis Schroeder at. 20 to 22 points minimum. So 19 here, we can let it slide a little bit. Especially with 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Getting it done everywhere. And then Montrezl Harrell. Yes, sir. Love to see this man stepping up. Without Anthony Davis, he's seeing more minutes off the bench. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 80%. Didn't take a 3, got to the line 5 times, hit 4 of them. Fantastic work, Montrezl Harrell. I wasn't a big fan of him with the Clippers last season. I saw really a lot of hit and miss, and I saw a lot of misses more than I saw hits. But it really seems like he's fitting into kind of his stride here, where he actually fits in on the offensive side, and defensive side for this Lakers team and their scheme offensively, defensively. So very well done to Montrezl Harrell. Great start of the season here. Let's keep it up. Try to get into the playoffs, and obviously they will get into the playoffs, but want to see definitely Montrezl Harrell be a force in the playoffs, not just the regular season. Markeith Morris, 9 points off the bench as well, 6 rebounds. So really great squad here. Unfortunately, KCP didn't step it up, and Marc Gasol had a little bit of a lackluster game with 8 points and 4 rebounds, but just kind of being the beef down low, not bad there. So solid play by the Lakers without Anthony Davis. That's what we want to see. So the Lakers win 114-113. Alrighty, let's go to kind of our main topic today, which is our player profile, player spotlight. That's going to be it. It's going to be player spotlight. We're not, should we call it profile? Then we can bring up what they're averaging. Yeah, let's do that. Let's call it a player profile, not a player spotlight. Let me bring up his stats. Should have probably did that. If you did not guess it, we did a couple of clues at the top of the show to show or to try and tell y'all who we think, or let me start that over because I butchered that trying to type in this man's name. But yeah, we had some hints at who our first player profile was going to be. And it's Trey Young, folks. If you could not guess from our hints at the top of the show, it is Trey Young. I absolutely love what this man is doing this season. It's truly great. He's super consistent this year. He's hitting the threes. The pick and roll with him and Clint Capella is fantastic. He's elevating everybody else on his squad. The starters are all kind of getting it done on a game-to-game basis, just not the deepest there in Atlanta. But yeah, Trey Young is absolutely killing it. So this year, he is averaging 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 9.5 assists a game. And for his career, this is kind of why we're selling. We are seeing that he is elevating his play, and the stats do reflect that. So we are a little vindicated here. For his career, he's averaging 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 8.7 assists. Let me reiterate what he's doing this season one more time: 26.6 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 9.5 assists. His three-point shooting is better, 36.9% this season, so rounded up to 37. And for his career, he's 34.7. So just getting better this year. Love to see it. Now, his overall field goal percentage is a little down, 41.9 for the season and 42.6 for his career. But, I mean, that's literally not even anything. We're talking about 0.3%. It's really not that much. So very well done to Trey Young. Our eyes are getting backed up here by the stats. I don't like to get bogged down by stats. I do use stats as kind of a reference marker, but I definitely take film and stats both together. So, we don't talk a lot about overall stats. We talk about, game stats, but, season stats, definitely in the or especially in the NBA season, the fluxes, the highs and lows of the offense. You have a great, 2-week stretch. You're a little lackluster 1 week. It averages out to pretty damn good. But, I want to kind of definitely I only want to see what you're doing in the last maybe week or two. That's kind of the stats I want to look at. So I don't really judge too much or put too much weight into totality stats. But when they kind of agree with what we're seeing on the court, hey, I'll take it. So yes, Trey Young is our player spotlight here. So yes, great stats here, doing great. He's got the Hawks. What's their official record? Let's look that up as well. The Hawks official record is 12-12 since they're. Hang on, let me refresh this. All right, the Hawks' official record is unfortunately 11-13 now. They are the number 8 seed in the East. Would love to see them get into the playoffs. They could make some noise there, I think. They could possibly upset, maybe not the 76ers, but if they get to the 7 seed, possibly the Bucks, I could see them potentially upsetting them because they got some great three-point shooters, and that's how you beat the Bucks. Alrighty, so what we're going to do every Tuesday and Thursday, our player spotlight. Trey Young's our first one here. We're going to just kind of watch a highlight tape of what he's doing this season, just kind of showcase what we're seeing. I know we don't watch a lot of film in the NBA, so this is going to be kind of our 1-2 days a week where we're able to kind of show film and kind of highlight what we're saying when we talk about the stats and what we're seeing during the games when we're watching them live. So this is what we got here. Don't know how long we can keep this up because I did have kind of a little trouble finding Trey Young's just kind of a lot of game highlights of this season, not individual game highlights from this season or his highlights from last couple of seasons, but we will try our best. And we found Trey Young, and I know he's not a highly talked about player, he's a decently talked about player, but we definitely talk about him a lot more than I know the national media does, and I think that we do have to give him the respect for that. So that's what we're doing here. Trey Young, first NBA player spotlight, player showcase. I don't even know what I want to call this yet. Well, I'll solidify it for next Tuesday when we do it again. But yeah, Trey Young, we're going to shout him out here. So we're going to watch this nice little highlight clip of what he is doing this season. We're just going to watch, embrace, watch it, love it, like it, call it out, see what we're seeing. Classic kind of takes by fans film study, if you will. Also, let me shout out this guy's YouTube channel. Very well done. I haven't watched it. I previewed it to make sure it's exactly what I wanted. Full game clips, full game highlights, not, a mixtape of highlights of just kind of edited heavily. I don't want to see that. I want to see who you're facing, game time, what's the score like, where are they, in the game. So very well done to Maximilian711 on YouTube. He's got 173,000 subscribers, so that's pretty damn good. Alrighty, so here we go. Shout out to this man. Here we go. Trey Young's 2021 highlights this far up to I should probably say this because it is pretty recently, so this is good as well. As of February 7th, so I think there are about like 2 games that they played that we did not get in this highlight package. But here we go. First one against the Magic, just first quarter, just in the threes. Here it is, another 3 here. Fantastic. This man is really kind of shooting like Curry. He's not as good as Curry, but I think a half a step back from what Steph Curry can do from the three-point line. This man is kind of, I would say, the closest three-point shooter to Curry that there is in the league, besides Klay Thompson, but he's kind of in a league of his own. So, yes, Trey Young, great threes here. We're seeing a lot of them here. And just look at the dribbles, folks. The handles, absolutely magnificent. The step-back threes. Look at the hustle, the offensive rebound, the 3. Yes, sir. That's leading by example. And that's what we're saying. It's not just all the stats and the accolades. It's the leadership mentality. Leading by example. If you're hustling back to get a defense or an offensive rebound, when everybody's transitioning back to defense, that's going to tell a lot, not on your own game, but that's going to inspire everybody else on the floor and everybody on the bench. So I love that this man he's a point guard. He needs to be kind of the floor general, the floor captain, the floor coach, however you want to describe it, but that's what he's got to be, and that's what we're seeing this season. So once again, another reason, an intangible of why we are loving Trey Young this season. Let's keep it going here. Another step back 3, cash, yes, sir. Obviously, the 3 points probably the best thing in his game, but he's got no trouble driving to the basket. The nice floater, the handles, just to kind of dribble around everybody. Once again, the quick little floater. His shooting form is very quickly. He can get shots off quickly. His 3-point shooter or his 3-point release, I don't think is as fast as Curry's, but it's still very fast. And these floaters that we're seeing here, once again, very well done. I think that was on Grayson Allen. That looked like. So getting past Grayson Allen, which is very easy to do. Trey Young, man. All right, here we go. Pistons, the behind the back. Oh, the sauce on them. Yes, sir. 1-on-1. Yes, sir. Behind the back layup. Yes, sir. The man is shifty. Woof. Damn. Yes, sir. Love everything about this man already. And we're already only like a minute into this film. Love to see it. All right, another step back 3. Cash money. I hope we get some deep pull-up threes because we have seen that by him. I mean, we talk about, Steph Curry pulling up from, the logo. Same thing with Trey Young. He can do that as well. So hopefully we get some of these threes here. Once again, I mean, going against the Nets, and just look at this man just running, dribbling all around, dribbling through the entire defense, going around the entire court. This man is fantastic, truly. Defense all over him, able to get a nice little floater up. Nice little this was a deeper 3, just kind of steps in, pulls up, cash money. Look at the moves, the reverse. Yes, sir. Off the glass, very well done. He can attack the boards. He can hit the 3. He can hit the running floater. His offense is truly good, and that's his game is what makes the pick and roll with him and Clint Capella is so very good. Same thing, kind of at the level of what the Jazz run with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Donovan Mitchell can do all the things that Trey Young can do. So, that's why the pick and roll with him and Rudy Gobert really kind of thrives, and we get it right here. Him and Clint Capella. Yes, sir. Throw it up for Clint Capella. He will go up and get it. Love to see it. Nice little bounce pass once again to Clint Capella right under Valanciunas' legs. Very well done. Nice little outlet pass there. I mean, it's not just a scoring, so I'm super glad now we're getting the passing ability of this man, the pick and roll ability. Definitely shout out this man. Holy cow, what he's absolutely encapsulating and capturing everything that we've been talking about this season thus far. So definitely shout out Maximilian711 on YouTube. This man is getting it done. Love to see it. Another great feed down low for 2 points. Another lob here, about a half-court lob. Yes, sir. Trey Young now. Once again, another lob pass. You have to guard everything because he can just float it up, or he's just going to, pass y'all the ball. Another great pass here. Holy cow, we got to watch this one more time here. Is this a no-look pass? Kind of a no-look pass right there. He looked a little bit. Saw him a little bit. Damn. Woof. The vision. The inbound pass for the slam. Yes, sir. This is all this season, folks. This is all this season. Nice little dump-off pass to Clint Capella. Again, Clint Capella, the pick, the roll, the lob, the finish. There it is, folks. Love it. Damn, I love this, man. I love this team. Well, I love the big two. I love Trey Young and Clint Capella. Trey Young on Jared Allen, gets him out of the paint, and then that's just free lane wide open. He sees the vision. Look at this. Ooh, a nice little scoop off the glass for the jam. Damn. Oof. Trey Young don't got to be so saucy with that. Look at that hustling on the floor. Look at this, folks. The hustle, the heart of this man. I love it. Hustles on the floor, just gets to his knees, flings it ahead for the easy bucket. Trey Young, the hezzy, he says, hang on. And now he's just passing up points, folks. He's like, hang on. I just got these defenders in the airs. There's two defenders in the air, so now we got 5-on-3. I could take this three, and it would be a good shot, but I'm going to wait for the great shot. I'm going to dribble in now that we got 3-on-1 down low, and I'm just going to lob it up to my main man, number 15, Clint Capella. Yes, sir. And then he's back to pulling up from range. Yes, sir. The threes are still there. The step backs are still there. It's all here, folks, on a game-in, game-out basis. If you're not even going to guard me on the three, I'm just going to mosey my way onto the three-point line and shoot the three. Once again, deep three here. This is, oh my goodness, I'm saying 6 feet behind that three-point arc, and he drains it like nothing else. Just like, hang on, this is a usual shot for me. Yes, sir. Driving, bingo, bango. Able to get it in. Look at this man outwork number 11 here, the big man. Is that Enes Kanter? Okay, you can't be cooking Enes Kanter. I am a big fan of Enes Kanter. Can't be cooking this man. So we will have to erase this highlight from the film. I will get into contact with the YouTube creator here. Gotta take that clip off. Another one, another deep three. Yes, sir. All right, they're down in this one against the Pistons a little late in the third quarter, and he just a nice little scoop layup. Once again, still down by the Pistons, and he's just going to work. Easy buckets, and now they force overtime. In overtime, Trey Young icing the game with a deep three. Again, is this over Derrick Rose? Once again, can't be disrespecting Derrick Rose like this. Well, this is Pistons Derrick Rose, so maybe we can forgive it because he's on the Knicks now, so we know the Pistons are not great. Ice Trey, yes, sir, says it's too cold in here, man. I am just, woof, I'm icy out here. Damn. Icing out games, closing out games against the Pistons. Love to see it. Gets somebody up in the air, drains the mid-range jumper. Just outruns the entire defense. Outruns everybody. Oh, oops, and this is why the pick and roll action and three are so good, folks. Watch this play one more time. Clint Capella is going to come up for the pick and roll. Both defenders go with the roll guy, the big guy, leaving Trey Young at the three-point line, who will cash in that all day. So if the pick and roll game is working, if the three is working, if you have to guard both of it, you get mismatches on defense, you get miscommunications on defense trying to cover everything, and then you get wide open, threes. Once again, another deep three from the logo. Count that as cash. Yes, sir. Another replay. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then he points to the spot. Absolutely love it there. Another just, hey, 2-on-1. Let's flip it up to Clint Capella. Another pick and roll. Flip it up to Clint Capella, doing that against the 76ers. That's decent competition down low there. Once again, look at this one. Gosh darn. Half-court lob. Not even half-court. I'll say kind of 3 steps back from the three-point line lob there. Another one, just a drive. He sees him wide open. He gives it up. He's unselfish, folks. He's making the right play for the team. That's the next step. Just getting the team involved. Yes, you're good, but can you elevate those around you? Can you exploit the defense by just of them over-reading you and over-defending you to make the best read for the squad, for the play? And that's what he's doing this season. I absolutely love it, folks. Another one there, another lob. I mean, folks, we can see these all game long, all day long. And I'm sure there's so many more highlights that this man did not put in. I'm sure there was so many to choose from that he was having a hard time. Going to Clint Capella there against the Lakers. Look at that. I mean, this is fantastic. They're down 4 against the Lakers in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left. I mean, here we go. Trey Young, he could be forcing threes, but he gets the best play available, which is Clint Capella Capella down low for the easy dunk. Once again, number 20 there, the easy dunk. Down against the Mavericks, trying to come back, going back to number 20 there. Very well done. I mean, folks, it's just too good here. You cannot stop it. Nice little layup there. The layups, the threes, the pick and roll. We get a pick and roll here. And, hey, there's no defender to close them out, so I'll take the three. He's got everything in his game, folks. He's got the whole bag, the whole kit, and the nice little running floater to put it away. And the nice little floater to put away. So, I mean, folks, if it's 2-on-1 and Trey Young is coming at you at full speed, you have to play his floater and you have to play his lob. What do? You're stuck in the middle, and then you give up the lob, or you give up the floater. You give up 2 points regardless of whatever you do, unfortunately. Nice little shake there. Three-pointer, cash out, taking the foul, absorbing the contact, still finishing on down low. Nice little floater there again. I mean, Clint Capella's got to be like, hang on, is this a floater or is this a lob? I can't tell until like the last second. Then he sees it goes in. He's like, all right, good thing I didn't jump for that. Trey Young just scoots by everybody off the dribble. Alex Caruso trying to guard him. You can't do that. Come on, double this man. You've got to double Trey Young at all times. Once again, against the Lakers, he pulls up deep and he drains it. I mean, absolutely magnificent. Hey, if you're going to sag off of me this hard, I'm going to pull up. Don't disrespect me like that. I can hit the three. Have y'all not seen my scouting report? Have y'all not seen takes by fans talking about me? I'm hitting the deep threes. Another one there. Yes, sir, the nice little Euro step, the unnecessary Euro step to get kind of a wide-open floater, and we're just seeing everything in his game. The jump shots, the threes, the mid-range, the floaters, the deep threes, the pick and roll, the driving to the bucket. His game is complete, folks. I don't think there's one thing that's missing out of his game. Folks, he's just toying. Who is that, Norman Powell right there? Just toying with this man. Wait. Oh, and then I'm going to hit the three in your face. I mean, that was still pretty good defense by Norman Powell, but, I mean, it's just better offense by Trey Young, and that's the highlight package. That is our player spotlight on Trey Young. He is fantastic, folks. Love it. He's an all-star. We voted this man an all-star, not for no reason, because of every single reason we just said. Now, his team isn't that deep. That's why, they're a little lackluster. They're, 11-13 right now. So, unfortunate there. They just need one more other piece, maybe a better bench option as well, and then they'll be good from there. But we are big on Trey Young. This is a Trey Young fan account now. This is a Trey Young show. We will only be talking about Trey Young for the rest of our time on the internet, folks. Alrighty, we're out of here. This is going to do it for us today. We're back tomorrow when we update our NBA power rankings. Who will be the number one seed tomorrow? You have to come back to find out. So, we're live tomorrow, noon Eastern. Oh, we didn't even do a moneymaker for today. We are tripping. Let's try to fit this in really quick here. We got so excited to talk about Trey Young. We just glanced over what we got today in the NBA. So, let me quickly try and get here. Alrighty, primetime games on today. Yes, sir. We've got two of them. Two pretty good ones. Damn. All right. First one, 7:30 on TNT, Heat and Rockets. We'll see if Victor Oladipo and John Wall are both playing. That would be huge. And then the later game is Pistons 76ers on TNT at 10 o'clock. And it is that one's going to be a good one as well. Love the 76ers. This Blazers team, we know they're pretty good, especially without CJ, or even without CJ McCollum and Nurkic. So some good games on today. Let's see if we can get our moneymaker good to go. Let's see if we get any great value here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games on tonight. So here we go. Heat, Rockets plus 2.5. And, this line seems like, well, I don't know. Our Twitter account has kind of been letting us down a little bit. So let's see. Let's just go straight here. So John Wall is a game time decision, and Christian Wood is still out. So I'm assuming John Wall will play. But without Christian Wood, I cannot take this team, especially going against Bam Adebayo. Now, yes, DeMarcus Cousins can possibly wrap up Bam Adebayo, but I really like Christian Wood a lot better than DeMarcus Cousins. So, unfortunately, we are going to have to stay away from this Heat-Rockets game. I don't think it's any great value either way. Raptors, Celtics minus 3.5, Raptors plus 3.5. That is calling me, folks. It is calling me. But, this is a huge matchup for the Raptors. I know they are kind of getting it back on track these last couple of weeks here, these last 1 or 2 weeks for the Raptors. But this is going to be a huge game for them on the road against the Celtics, which they should beat because, they only have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown now. Kemba's not doing anything. Daniel Tice and Tristan Thompson in the starting lineup is not working. And obviously Markeith Morris is out. So this is a huge game for the Raptors. We're going to just watch it and kind of get facts on this game to help us with the bets for, down the line. But we're going to stay away from this game. Pacers, Pistons plus 3. This should be a game that the Pacers should win. This is where they thrive. Now, they are on a back-to-back, which is probably the worst thing about taking this game. But the Pacers, they beat the bad teams. That's what they do. They aren't competitive and can't beat the good teams. But they're still, 12 and 12, 12 and 11, 11 and 12, 12 and 13, something like that. So they're still kind of, 50% win percentage because they take advantage of the bad team. So we're going to ride with the Pacers minus 3. There should be no reason the Pistons play good here. Derrick Rose's final game, that's out of the way. The game after his last game without let me put it like this. The Pistons' first game without Derrick Rose, that's out of the way. So now, kind of that momentum of next man up mentality is a little bit down, and Blake Griffin's not been showing us anything. So we'll take Pacers minus 3 tonight. 76ers and the Blazers plus 5.5 is pretty good, but nobody's going to be able to lock up I'm blanking on the name. Joel Embiid. Nobody's going to be able to lock up Joel Embiid down low for the Blazers. Obviously, with Nurkic not there, that's not good, folks. It's just not good. So 76ers minus 5.5. It's a little bit much than I would like to give up. I do think the 76ers are going to win the game. We are going to stay away from this one, I think. The last one, Warriors Magic. Warriors minus 7.5. A lot to swallow for this Warriors team. They're not anything special quite yet. They're not blowing out teams quite yet. So I think, do we actually turn around and take 76ers minus 5.5? Let's get a 2-teamer going here, shall we? Let's see. What do we got? Is everybody good to go for this Philadelphia Blazers game? See McCollum. Yeah, the usual suspects out for the Blazers, and everybody's good to go for the 76ers. So we're going to go 76ers minus 5.5. I cannot see anybody stepping up to beat the Blazers or to stop Joel Embiid download for the Blazers. So this is what we got today on our Moneymaker. Blazers. Oh my goodness. I cannot talk today, and I apologize. Here we go. Pacers minus 3, 76ers minus 5.5. That's what we've got on our Moneymaker tonight. Not bad. Alrighty, now we're out of here. Now we're done. We're back tomorrow noon Eastern. NBA Power Rankings, number 4, folks. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and we are out of here.